Well, today, and we've talked to him since, I think he's quite pleased at the reports we've given him about the amount of progress that's been made. Well, obviously the Russians get a vote here, right? So, I mean, look, we began from the early stage of this process with our understanding of the Russian position as had been communicated to us in numerous ways. At the State Department we received numerous written non-papers and things of this nature, also verbally, things they've discussed over time and so forth. So it was, no matter what we came up with today, obviously we now have to take what we come up with, if we can reach that agreement with the Ukrainian side, to the Russian side. That's another part of this equation. Yeah, they have to agree to this in order for this to work.
What about new deadline? Will be new deadline, or it's...
The deadline is we want to get this done as soon as possible. Obviously, we'd love it to be Thursday. We'd love to be... ultimately, the important point today is that we have made substantial progress. We've really moved forward. So I feel very optimistic that we're going to get there in a very reasonable period of time very soon. Whether it's Thursday, whether it's Friday, whether it's Wednesday, whether it's Monday of the following week, we want it to be soon because people are going to, between today and the time we deal with this, more people are going to die. More destruction is going to happen. Our goal is to end this war as soon as possible, but we need a little more time.
Can you point to
what? I'm sorry?
Did you discuss the fighter jets in Poland?
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss any of the particulars of it, quite frankly. As I said, this is an ongoing process, and so I think there's work to be done. I know that's deeply unsatisfying to you who have to cover these sorts of things, but I wanted to make you aware that we've made progress. I simply don't want to do anything that sets us back in that regard. And but I can tell you we've made substantial progress. Today was the best day we have had in our entire 10 months of working on these issues.
The European representatives today and what you
Yes, yeah, we met with the national security advisors of a variety of countries that were here, and we sort of walked them through the progress we had made today. We didn't go again into tremendous detail. We assured them that items that involve both Europe and NATO directly, or that those items are items that we sort of agreed to put as part of a separate track because it involves input from them. But I think what they heard, and I hope they'll confirm, I believe they will, is an incredible amount of positivity from both the Ukrainian and American side about the progress we've made today.
What happens tomorrow?
What's the plan for tomorrow? A deal will only make sense if it includes a provision that says the Americans are willing to provide a security guarantee similar to Article 5 of NATO. Are you receptive to this?
Yeah, again, I'm not going to discuss the details of what's being, worked on with regards to any particular provisions. I mean, clearly, I think we all recognize that part of getting a final end to this war will require for Ukraine to feel as it is safe and it is never going to be invaded or attacked again. So that's clearly something that has to be discussed. I think we've made substantial progress on that and other points, but I'm not going to get into the details today.
Can you point to any concessions? Can you point to
I have time for two more, guys.
Can you point to any concessions you're asking the Russians to make?
Zelensky in the next hours?
Am I what?
Would there be a call between President Trump and Zelensky?
I don't know. It's possible.
Can you point to any concessions?
What happens tomorrow? Yeah, what happens
we
from
keep
here?
working. I mean, look, this process
here in Geneva?
No. This process has been ongoing now for the better part of 3 weeks, and it's really sped up in the last 96 hours. So we have all kinds of people at technical levels that are working full time on this and engaged in this full time. In fact, even as we got up and broke up now and walked away from the table, there are a handful of technical items that we expect answers from them on or suggestions from them on in the next 24 hours or so. So this is an ongoing process. We don't have to be here in this building for that to move. But we thought today being here in person allowed us to make great strides, because especially since they sent such a high-level delegation who have the authority to sort of call back to their capital, talk to their president, and make and agree to certain things.
So we made a lot of progress. Can you point to any concessions you're asking the Russians?
The counter-proposals of the European, the counter-plan of the Europeans.
I'm not aware of counter-plan.
Can you point to any concessions?
All right, guys, thank you.